The music mogul is accused of threatening and abusing multiple victims over years. Prosecutors say he had a lot of help, and those alleged accomplices are now in their sights. Our senior investigative correspondent Aaron Tursky has the latest. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, George. With Sean Combs locked up here at this federal jail, investigators are now turning to his inner circle. This morning, as hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs fights racketeering conspiracy, trafficking and prostitution charges, investigators are working to determine who his co-conspirators were and whether they too should be charged.
He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time?
I think you feel better about yourself when you say what needs to be said at the time it needs to be said, and not afterwards where you go home and think, I should have said this when that guy was there, or when I was there, I should have said that and I didn't.
As the Hollywood circle squirms to find some shade owing to Diddy's arrest, the feds are wasting no time locking up Diddy's stooges, some of whom are currently the biggest players in the industry. Surprisingly, Ice Cube had shared his thoughts on the whole fiasco a while back and said it was just the start of a domino effect. So, who do you think will be the next one to go down?
You remind me of somebody, and you're going to see where I'm going to go with this in a minute, but Diddy. You're hearing Diddy everywhere, okay?
Yeah.
So, did you ever have any kind of run-in with Diddy? Did you ever do anything with Diddy? Any projects you worked on with him?
Yeah, he produced a few records, or had his producers do a few records on my War and Peace album, the Peace Disc. Yeah.
How was he to work with?
It was cool. You know, he, gave us great music. We flew out to New York, and I was mainly in the studio with the producer. You know, he had a stable of producers, so I was in the studio with his stable of producers, and I think we did some great music. And I really, kind of, lost contact with him and really stopped, dealing with Puffy around 94.
Yeah. Any specific reason?
Yeah, I mean, they was doing their thing, I was doing mine. And, I'm not the partying type. You know what I mean? I ain't never been to a Diddy party. I ain't never really wanted to go. But I don't go to a lot of people parties. That just ain't what I'm in it for. You've been to one, you've been to them all.
Are you surprised at what things are coming out with Diddy at all, or you're like, you have no idea? It's none of my business. You'll live long. Is that kind of like the mindset?
I'm surprised. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip hop? It's hip hop is the Wild West. So you're gonna have the good, you're gonna have the bad, you're gonna have the ugly.
You think he's being targeted, or some of the stuff he's got, there's credibility on what they're coming after him with the tapes and the feds and raiding his Miami home, his LA home?
I believe he's being targeted.
You believe he's being targeted?
Yeah. I believe, somebody, has the power to pull the trigger to make, this stuff, this domino effect happen.
So why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
And then got ran into, and then I got thrown in a hospital by my insane husband, who's working for you to make his mama proud.
So wait, Jag, I'm just curious because with Diddy,
You mean?
with Diddy settling within 24 hours, which has never been heard of, 30 million, or the lawsuit was 30, undisclosed amount. But
He
within
knew for 30 days that shit was fitting to happen.
within 24
He
hours.
could have paid that 30 million before.
Yeah, why? Let that hit the fan. Did he?
Because he's Diddy.
He called a bluff?
Yeah.
He should have enough money to
He
check.
put the boots to that girl. She's supposed to be a good no matter who she with. All the time he putting a groom in her. Of course he thought it was still gonna work. He thinks he's God.
Right.
You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Think of the power of that moment. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jag, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant
Jay-Z's,
mistress,
yeah.
who died of an imaginary aneurysm, just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is you.
Did you know that when Jaquar Wright hinted at Jay-Z stealing the love of Dame Dash, she was exposing the problematic relationship between R. Kelly and late singer Aaliyah? Did you also know that this led to the underage marriage of the singer when she was just 15? Aaliyah went on to have a relationship with Dame and later confessed to him about the extent of abuse she had received from R. Kelly, who's now serving 31 years in federal court after being convicted for multiple charges of SA.
Do you have any opinion on the R. Kelly situation? Do you think he got railroaded or he's there, he's where he belongs?
Yeah, I think he's where he belongs. I mean, I know Aaliyah, so I know what he did. I can't be objective about that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he definitely seemed like he needed some help.
You ever have beef with R. Kelly while you was with Aaliyah? Did you ever hang on to no get weird or?
Nah, she had asked me to leave it alone completely. So she never really wanted to tell me. It was like things I'd be like, yo, you know, she just was just leave it alone. She just wanted it left alone. So that's the thing that people would be like when Jay was doing videos with him, I was be in the video, but I'd be like, yo, what do you want me to do? And she'd be like, don't start nothing, just don't be in no shots with him. So I would never, you show me a picture of me in a picture with him. And then when he did the record with Jay, that's why I was that was almost like one of the things where I was just like, he's out of here, Jake. I just let it go because I couldn't believe he did a project with her, with R. Kelly, knowing that he my girl. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, if you look at it, like I'm not on there as an executive producer, and like he had done some before, like he wanted to get out of Rockefeller with us, but we had this OG named Deuce that, you know, he didn't want to
because he didn't want us to work with Biggs no more. He was like, we could cut Biggs, and I was like, I can't cut Biggs. Like, we could do something different, but Rockefeller's us three. And or then he wanted me and Biggs to take less money, and I was like, I'm not taking less money. So it was a problem about a year before that, and then our OG Deuce from St. Kix or St. Croix kind of straightened it out, and then he died. And then like a year later, and him and Biggs didn't speak for like a year. Nobody knew. It was really him and Biggs that had the problem. I mean,
Jay and Biggs.
Yeah, and it's so funny because Biggs is up under him now, but yeah, it was really Jay and Biggs that had the problem. Like they had the beef. You know what I mean? Like I was always just like, let's just be friends. Like I just want to be brothers. You know, that's all I wanted, was us to be cool. And yeah. So I forgot what I was going. What was I talking about?
And we was just talking about Jay-Z doing the album with
R. Kelly.
With R.
Yeah,
Kelly,
so
even though he knew what happened
I got
to
it.
Aaliyah.
So one of the things that to squash the beef, also I was like, well, and either way, I was like, well, I'm not, just don't put my name on that. I don't want no money from that. If it is, put it to Aaliyah Foundation. So I never, and like they did it twice. You know what I'm saying? And then went on the road. It's like,
what's crazy is that
it was just flagrant.
He was right, to be honest, because R. Kelly, once this came out on R. Kelly, Jay-Z fled the scene.
Well,
that whole situation, he just disappeared. At least from where I was.
Yeah, whatever. But the point was, he knew all the time. So,
didn't they say Fiesta was shot on Epstein Island or some?
Nah, no, it wasn't.
You know, I just be scrolling Instagram.
Yeah,
Facebook.
That's not on New York Times, but
that's on Facebook.
I saw it on the gram.
It depends how you want to look, how smart you want to look. I would be conscious and cognizant of
where'd y'all shoot Fiesta?
Where I get my information. I forgot. But it wasn't on no island.
When was the last time you talked with Jay-Z?
I don't want to talk about
No,
Jay-Z,
come on,
bro.
Dane.
Why?
Because we're having a full conversation
You know why
here.
it's not fair? Because he doesn't talk about it.
I hear
and
you.
every time I talk about the situation, number one, this is what you know. No matter what, I feel he robbed me, period.
Okay.
And no matter what, I'm always going to feel that way. So you're never going to, like if I hit somebody with some work and they run off, I forgive it. It don't bother me. But if you ask me about that person, I'm like, nah, he ran off.
Right.
So the way he goes about moves with my business, I'm not talking about nobody else's, but personally, the way he did me was dirty. The way he did Biggs was dirty. The way he did Rockefeller was dirty. So he went, told L.A. Reid, I want Rockefeller, I don't want Damon Biggs down. And we was like, damn, I'd have left. I thought that was dirty. The shit he did with Rockware, that was dirty. And he said he wasn't gonna be a part of it while I was selling it and devalued it. And then, I stepped away from it because I needed to go do my own thing. And all of a sudden they do a big deal like that. That was dirty. They put me, that was dirty. It was dirty business. And that's how I feel. So anytime you ask me, I'm not salty for life, right? But with him, yeah, I'm salty. That was whack. And look, there's no more Rockefeller. There's Jim, there's Kanye, and who else?
Dame Dash was among Jay-Z's most trusted associates, and together they built Rockefeller Records, one of the most successful record labels of the 90s. Dame later on went to destroy his relationship with Jay-Z due to his so-called honor code. He had a personal vendetta against R. Kelly, who had physically and mentally abused his then-girlfriend, and collaborating with Jay-Z meant enabling the abuser. Not surprisingly, Jay-Z did not call out his friend. This led to a rift within the Rockefeller group and a split-up eventually happened. Jay-Z and R. Kelly then went on to release 2 collab albums after that in quick succession, which again goes on to show the distorted moral compass of the dodgy man that is Jay-Z.
You gotta ask me, how do you deal with that when someone you respect does some that you don't with at all?
Right.
When someone that you've been making money with and that people's bills are getting paid and all that, what you supposed to do? All I could do is my own and make sure I didn't with that. And everyone around me knew that. So yeah, if me and you cool and you know that I got a girl that your man,
it's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
And I tell you, when you gonna still work with him, what you gonna feel?
Nah,
so what you think I felt?
Exactly.
So I'm human, bro. But
Right.
I had to look the other way.
Right.
All these years. So publicly, that man did a record with that girl that he liked as well, right?
Right.
And then went on a tour with him. And
wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
But no one
You just
said
took
nothing.
That's
and then no
hell
one
of a
notices.
perspective.
Damn, Dame's not in the video.
Give you 30 reasons why you can't do it.
The reason why Rockefeller was good, the reason why I did what I had to do, was because I knew how to have a clear dream without anyone obstructing it. I knew how to visualize winning. So if somebody told me, you can't do that because of this, get out my dream. Because that's not the last thought I'm gonna have with my dream, because my mind is powerful. And whatever I see in my mind, I can make happen.
That whole stint of your career, the Rockefeller chapter, do you have any regrets surrounding that when you look back and think, I wish I'd done that differently, I wish someone had told me this thing?
That's Rockefeller. That is art. Why would I want to mess with that? Look how it's impacted the world. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there'll be certain things that just because I know better, I do different. But who cares, man? I was like a kid.
What are those things? If you're giving me advice.
I wouldn't have been so generous with Jay. It was more friendship for me and money for him. And I always felt that, but I ignored it a little.
You regret ignoring that?
I don't regret it. I wouldn't have, the things that I wouldn't have let certain things happen because I didn't think they could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would never do that. But he did things that I thought he would never do. So now I would be like, oh, he would do that. And I would make sure it didn't happen. So Rockefeller would probably still exist right now.
I made those mistakes too.
It is what it is. Actually, the life that I got after Rockefeller was it's been so fulfilling, and I've had so much fun. You know, I just opened up art galleries all over the world and made music with cool people, and I just been doing cool for the last 10 years.
I was compelled by what you said earlier when you said Rockefeller would still exist.
Yeah. Okay, you tell me what was the end of Rockefeller and why it happened.
From what I understand, and again, this is just what I've read, there was a dinner that took place between you and Jay, where Jay wanted to sell Rockefeller to Def Jam.
No, that's not what happened.
Okay, well, there you go.
We met at dinner because I had heard from L.A. Reid that Jay was like, I'll take the job of president, but Damon and Biggs can't be down with Rockefeller. And L.A. Reid was like, yo, and I thought John McNeely had said this shit. I was like, Jay could have never said that. And we went and he did me like public place, the whole and told me this shit. I was just like, serious?
Jay told you that?
He said, yeah, I want to be looked at as a businessman, and as long as you're around, I can't be looked at as a businessman. But I was like, what's that got to do with Rockefeller? So he was like, yo, y'all can have Rockefeller, but just give me my Reasonable Doubt masters back. I said, let me think about it. And I went and did a screening of The Woodsman, and I was like, yo, come with me to the screening so he could walk the carpet. He's like, nah, you're all dressed up. And I was like, this nigga helps. But my point is, regardless of what, Rockefeller still existed. It's just I didn't run it. So why isn't there still a Rockefeller?
Rockefeller was sold, right? In the end?
It was sold, but they gave Jay to run Rockefeller. So Kanye was still there, everybody was still there. Why is there no more Rockefeller?
You tell me.
Well, usually when a rapper runs other rappers, it doesn't happen, it doesn't work no more. It just means there was no Rockefeller unless I run it. That's it. So I would have continued to run it. I wouldn't have put that, I would have dealt with it different.
We have established Jay-Z has a problematic persona, but how does it relate to him possibly encountering the same fate as Diddy? Wendy Williams might have an answer. Back in the 90s, she leaked incriminating evidence of the duo engaging in questionable activities, confirming suspicions that Jay-Z might have been a regular at Diddy's so-called freak-off parties.
What many people don't know is that Wendy Williams allegedly had a tape of Diddy and Jay-Z partaking in adult activities with a third, very young-looking person. She leaked a screenshot of this freak-off tape back in the 90s on her radio station and told viewers to check out her website to see it for themselves. She only leaked one frame of the footage since the actual tape itself was so bad it was almost criminal to possess and more than likely illegal to share. Wendy allegedly reported the tape to the police, who did nothing because it was impossible to tell if the two people in the tape were the rappers, since their faces were covered. Unfortunately for Wendy, the news reports at the time echoed the authorities' sentiments as they couldn't verify the people in this video either. But Wendy was convinced and doubled down, outing Diddy as gay and into young boys before anyone else did, and all of this hit the fan years later this year. There's just been a shocking revelation from federal authorities regarding a highly private and scandalous video involving none other than Jay-Z and Beyonce, reportedly taken during a wild party hosted by Diddy. Apparently during a Homeland Security raid on Diddy's properties, some rather intriguing discoveries were made, including compromising footage featuring numerous beloved celebrities caught in scandalous situations. Speculation is rife that Diddy intentionally leaked this footage to authorities as a form of revenge against the Carters, allegedly due to their perceived lack of support during his legal battles. It seems he's on a mission to embarrass them at any cost. Adding fuel to the fire, an unsettling audio clip allegedly featuring Meek Mill and Diddy has surfaced, courtesy of Diddy's former bodyguard.
Rumors about Jay-Z's relationship with Foxy Brown, who was just 15 when she signed with Rockefeller, have circulated for years, though neither have confirmed the allegations. Sources say that Foxy Brown's rapid decline within the industry might be due to losing support from Jay-Z, who realized the rampant rumors would have blotted his otherwise stellar career. These allegations highlight broader concerns about artist exploitation and power dynamics within the music industry.
Reggie, when you were running around with Suge during the heyday of the Death Row days, did you ever have any interactions or stories with Aaliyah by any chance?
Aaliyah, no. You know, no, we didn't. Aaliyah was a little young. That's why I always laugh at, we all know what R. Kelly did to Aaliyah and how he had her at a young age. Well, the person that get mixed, a person that gets neglected, and you know, I know in the 90s was different. A lot of older guys messed with the girls that were under 17 years of age. And, you know, now we're a little more educated because of the talk shows with Oprah that we went through and Dr. Phil and stuff like that. Even Ricky Lake and all of that, we realized that it wasn't so cool messing with the underage young ladies. I never had an attraction for someone younger. I always looked and had an attraction for older women, so I probably didn't have that problem. But then everybody that I fucked with did. Everybody, all of them. No names mentioned yet. But I'm going to expose somebody that we all forget about. Y'all see this picture of Jay-Z with Aaliyah when she was underage? Y'all forgot about Jay, huh? We only know about Damon Dash messing with Aaliyah and R. Kelly. But that ain't the only one that Jay had when she was underage. Y'all remember Foxy Brown and Jay? Ain't no woman like the one I got. No one could love you better. Before that song came out, we used to hear it. I used to tell shit. I was like, ooh, that shit. Him and Mystical, those were two songs that were hot. That it took like a year before it got, well, I'll say to the West Coast. I don't know if they were beating it up on the East Coast. But on the West Coast, it took like a year before those songs came out. And then Nelly's song with the Link St. Louis Ticks. But I'm just saying all that to say, Foxy was young then as well. And so, all of these guys and the underage young ladies was running rapid in the 90s. And so, that's all I remember. That's all I think about, you know, with the DeBarge and Janet Jackson situation. Hey.
Jay-Z and Diddy share a very close bond. Diddy recently revealed that only two individuals can call him by his birth name, Jay-Z and his mother. But Cassie and the record producer's accusations against Diddy have cast shadows over their relationship. Because Diddy seems like the new Epstein. Jay-Z faced scrutiny over his alleged romantic involvement with Foxy Brown, who was just 15 years old at the time of signing her.
Allegedly a romantical thing. It's all right, I'll say alleged, but we know. Yeah, she hit it before Beyonce.
Allegedly, Jay-Z orchestrated this relationship in exchange for a Hollywood career, even paying her hush money. Jay-Z's longtime friend and former business partner, Dame Dash, allegedly confirmed the truth. So in this tangled web of fame and secrecy, Jay-Z and Diddy find themselves at a crossroads. So in case you didn't know,
it's 2020, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch. Yeah. You understand? Right. And we here together, and we're gonna keep staying together. We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand, and ain't nothing else to us. Black excellence. Right here. That's what I'm talking about. We ain't going nowhere. I see you, Tom. What up?
So, what do you think? Will Diddy act out in fear and rat out his longtime buddy? Let us know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.